Hey, how are you, Ronnie?
Hi there, I'm great. How are you doing?
I am good. Thanks for asking.
Good. Good to hear from you today. It's been a minute.
It
So
has.
Higher Power, your fourth solo album, it is reaching crazy heights. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Man, did you see that coming? All the accolades, endless recognition after all these years. I am so excited for you.
Thank you. I didn't see it coming. I knew that I felt in my heart that I had a special record. But I didn't know that it was going to connect like it has and to get the reception from the press and from rock radio like it has. So it's been an absolute gift, and I'm so grateful for it. It's been a long road to get here as a solo artist.
For sure. Higher Power to Black Butterfly. They just told me it was the highest charting single to date for you. Cracked the top 5 last week, so that's amazing. So I saw Reagan, and I loved the movie, but I was waiting for your cameo. How cool was that?
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun, being on set and, seeing how Dennis Quaid works and what an incredible actor and just human being he is and how he treated the cast, and everybody there, and just the presence that he carries. He's such a professional and such a good human being. And it was an honor to spend, that couple of days with him.
You played your part very well, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you. It's just a minute, but it was fun.
I was with my aunt and my sister, and I nudged him. I go, I know him. And they were like, what? So Grand Ole Opry, you made your debut there. That is pretty cool. Like, tell me how that came about, because that is a very special place.
It really, really was. And, to go from being a little boy, I remember sitting on the floor with my hands underneath my chin watching the Grand Ole Opry with my grandparents, and I never would have thought that I would ever, be honored to grace that stage and be asked to step into that circle and play If These Walls Could Talk and be embraced by them. It was such a humbling and felt so honored and grateful for it. And, it came about just through, I live in Nashville and, I've been here a long time, and I've done events with folks that are associated, music events with people that are associated with the Opry, and got the invitation, and was just honored that it finally came into fruition. And I have to thank my incredible friend and publicist, Tiffany Ship, for helping to facilitate all that, because I'm such an outlier, and to have been invited again was an honor and such a privilege. And I just wanted to do it justice.
Well, you did. It was amazing. It was great to watch, and it was powerful and delivered only the way you can with your voice. So amazing. Now,
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have to say, I haven't had a chance to see any of the Creed shows yet. There were a couple in Ohio. My best friend went, and she said, I felt like I levitated. It was so good. So I'm very, very excited to hear that you're going to be here in Columbus in July. You guys are going to be kicking off another Creed tour, 23 new dates announced with Three Doors Down and Mammoth WVH. When you guys pick who you're going to be on the road with, do you guys have any play in that, or are they choices that you make, or is that just kind of put together, or how's that work?
We absolutely do. We have, a long-standing friendship with Brad and all the guys in Three Doors Down. Going all the way back to, I think, 1997. Those guys were playing with us back in the day, and so that relationship is, my goodness, coming up on 30 years. And then with Mammoth and Wolfgang, Mark had a very personal relationship with Wolfgang. He was in Mark's solo band, Tremonti, and so they're dear friends, and we've all just connected and have a positive relationship. And so it's a love fest. And that's how we want to tour, with people that we connect with personally, and it's a good vibe. And so it's just a great scenario for everybody.
Heck yeah, man. I got to tell you, it's intense to see how much effort goes into a show as crazy big as what Creed has put on. I've seen the videos and I'm like, wow, how do you prepare physically and mentally for getting out on the road and for preparing for night after night to hit that stage? You and all the guys. What is your regimen?
I mean, for me, it's preparing and training like an athlete. It's exercise, diet, getting my body in shape to be able to deliver how I want to deliver. I'm a lot older than I was during Creed's heyday. And, so I train, and I've got to take care of my body. I got to eat right and keep myself healthy and fit because I want to deliver a show to the 80% of the audience that has never seen Creed before to the same level that I did in my 20s. And so, that could be to my detriment. I was able to pull it off this year and we'll continue to try to, give everything I've got because I felt like I was trying to win an entire new audience over, just like I did in 1997.
Yeah.
And so it kind of pushed me to really push myself to the limit of what I was physically capable to do. So, eating right and staying in shape really, really helped me achieve that.
Well, I've seen pictures. You look amazing. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk about that soundtrack for Paramount for the Super Bowl ad last year. That was the funniest, coolest thing I have ever seen. I've been wanting to ask you about that since I first saw it. So how did that whole idea come around with the song and the actors and the cartoons and all that stuff?
I mean, to be honest with you, it just came out of nowhere. It's kind of the same scenario with the Rangers situation. I'm literally on my couch. Next thing you know, I get a call and it's like, the Rangers thing was happening and the same thing happened with the Paramount situation. They just reached out and it was the perfect timing with Creed having a tour coming and everything. Everything just lined up perfectly and it was so cool to be involved in that. And it was an incredible experience. I mean, just for our little scene that Mark and I did, I mean, there was a room full, I want to say 100 people on set. So it was quite the experience and, just kind of set the tone for what we could expect for the rest of the year.
Wow.
And what was to come.
I am mind blown that there were 100 people there. Was that like a green screen and all that stuff?
Yeah, it was all of that. I mean, it was something like I've never seen
wow.
before. And they were so kind and so gracious to us, and to be a part of that moment in history and tied in with the Super Bowl and then all the other icons that were associated with that commercial. And then for me, being a huge Alabama football fan since I was a little boy, to have Tua Tagovailoa, former Alabama quarterback, now for the Miami Dolphins, be involved in that was another dream come true. So, I mean, this has been a 2 years of kind of pinch me. Is this really happening? And so I'm just grateful for it all.
You brought up the Rangers game. That was the neatest thing. I'm sitting there watching the game and I see you guys with your jerseys or your sweaters on, and all of that. And they're playing your music and your faces. I go, oh my God, this is so cool. So that just sort of came out of nowhere too.
It did. Andrew Haney, during an interview, mentioned, that they had embraced Creed kind of halfway through the season when they were struggling. And, it kind of became a locker room theme, playing our records. And they really latched on to the song Higher. And it kind of became a rallying point and a team bonding moment for those guys. And they end up making the playoffs and then winning the World Series. And so it was incredible to be associated with their ride and for them to win it all just made it that much more impactful and monumental for us and, how it affected the band and the momentum that we had going into, the reunion.
That is absolutely amazing. I was going to ask you because we get a lot of asks about Creed and new music and writing and all those things. Is any of that taking place when you guys kind of get back together and get ready for Creed stuff? Do you write? Do you have any anticipation of writing new stuff?
We've definitely talked about it. We've even, exchanged some ideas. As Mark's mentioned in interviews before, we got together back in, I think it was 2012 and spent, I think, a couple weeks together and wrote about 10 or 12 songs during the last reunion between 2009 and 12 when we put out the album Full Circle. And, we even wrote a song on that tour that, we're still sitting on. We're sitting on a bunch of stuff. But I think when we got together this year, we were like, you know what, if we're going to do something, let's just start over. And so, when the time's right, I think, that's definitely something that's on the table, but nothing's moved forward with that yet.
Well, that's great news to hear that at least it's in the picture somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward more than I can tell you to your show here in Columbus in July at the Schottenstein Center on the 20th. I have marked it off my calendar. Everybody needs to leave me alone because I have to see what this is all about, because I remember what it was like back in the beginning of Creed. And I'm so excited for you with your new solo album and the success that you're having. Well earned, and the music is amazing. So thank you so very much. Higher Power, the new Scott Stapp album, the latest Scott Stapp album. If you haven't picked it up, make sure you do it. And I will see you, if not sooner, definitely July 20th. Scott Stapp, thank you so very much for your time today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Ronnie. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you in Columbus soon. Take care now.
All right. See you soon. You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.